The Sun Sign News Daily Horoscopes are for information purposes only. The Sun Sign News Daily Horoscopes are not intended to replace professional medical, psychological, legal, or investment advice. It is the intention of the author of the Sun Sign News that the daily horoscopes be used in conjunction with one's own common sense and, if warranted, the advisement of a professional and licensed physician, psychologist, attorney, or investment advisor, etc. Welcome to another edition of the Sun Sign News. Today's horoscopic reading is for Friday, June 16th, 2023, calculated for sunrise, Eastern Standard Time, and beginning with the sign currently occupied by the Sun, Gemini. For a few hours, and possibly up until about noon, today's stellar influence can impose a brief impairment of your athletic abilities, mostly realized as your reflexes being a bit slower than normal. And then around noon, look at you go, kicking butt and taking names. This is your day today, Gemini. And the only thing we see on the horizon is a little friction with your employer or perhaps a client. If neither of these, then just some old grump, or maybe your employer or your client is an old grump. But it's quick, relatively harmless, maybe just a little aggravating, and then you can get back on track to a really fun and dynamic day. Your legendary Gemini wit will be off the chart, and you have the potential to excel in all areas of communications. All this great stuff carries through late into the night. Cancer. From the perspective of the Sun Sign News, the stars have not been easy on your sign lately. But as we look into the forthcoming stellar influences, we see that before too long, just under a week, all that is going to change. For today, however, it looks like another emotional roller coaster of a day. We're thinking that this is all part of the process of clearing the old emotional attic before the sun enters your sign and fills you with all sorts of dynamic energy and happiness and stuff. So take time for yourself today as needed, particularly around the noon hour, as that's when the pressure hits maximum. And meanwhile, keep working towards those financial goals. Leo. The stellar influences upon your sign today are such that your time and energy are best applied to whatever it takes to reach your goals and objectives, whether they are professional, personal, or both. If in the case you are still trying to figure out exactly what the goals and objectives may be, then this is the day to push yourself to establish exactly what it is that you really want and to formulate a plan. Now, we're not saying that this is going to be easy. As a matter of fact, you may find that you really have to push yourself. Fortunately, this is another one of those days during which you can count on your friends and colleagues to help get you there. Make use of this resource. Another quick note on the same stellar influence, that being that there is some potential for it to temporarily suspend any sort of physical competitive edge. In regards to romance, we see the potential for a fumble in the early part of the day, but its effects should be minor, and the evening looks pretty much unobstructed. Virgo. You may find your day completely swallowed by two primary issues, work or career, and relationships, or lack thereof, as the case may be. If you're happy with your present job or position, then it's about climbing the ladder. If you're not happy, it's about looking for something that will make you happy. And the same applies to your relationships. But along with the search for contentment comes the ability to make huge accomplishments in your job or profession today, as well as to establish stability and perhaps even establish a long-term commitment in your relationship, if that is what you think will bring you contentment. Single Virgos are not left out here, as this same stellar influence can aid in the sorting out process. Communications improve this evening. Libra. Hey there, Space Cadet. After a look at the stars for Libra today, we're thinking you might have a hard time keeping on task today. The reason being that your mind is likely to be off in some far corner of the globe as you imagine yourself engaged in some sort of adventure. For your sake and ours, we're hoping that your job doesn't involve operating a bandsaw or changing nuclear fuel rods. Now, if you can manage to put together some focus, then whatever your game may be, tennis, football, MotoGP, your physical speed and agility should be high on the scale today, and it's an ideal time to compete. But do save some physical energy for tonight, as the stars are also suggesting a hot night of romance. Scorpio, if you can, take a few moments to give thought to your financial matters, as your intuition for economic trends and solid investment opportunities should be on track. As a matter of fact, your ability to make good financial decisions might score you some points in the workplace. Tonight, burn off some energy and rack up some victories in whatever game you prefer, as your athletic ability is on high. Looking at the stars, this might be a preferable outlet versus romance. Sagittarius, if you're single, this could be the day. Air signs are prominent among your pool of romantic possibilities. If you're attached, then you can expect that any sort of indulgence you give your special someone could come back to you in multiples. Tonight, your athletic prowess will be undeniable, and you'll likely be super competitive. Remember, nobody likes a sore winner. Our reminding you of that probably won't stop you from rubbing everyone's nose in your wins. Capricorn, here's a summary for your day ahead. Work, win. Social, win. Relationships, win. Sports and gamesmanship, win. Damn, Capricorn, how does it feel to be an all-around winner? All right, the day is not perfect. The stars also say you could screw yourself up pretty good this morning with another one of those nearly famous miscommunications you've been all about lately. But that influence pretty much burns off by around noon, and then it's pure win. Aquarius, leave the gambling and the speculations for another day. While you're at it, leave the luxury purchases for another day too. Your sign is still under a little financial oppression from the stars. You know what might also suck today? Your athletic ability. So whatever you do, don't bet on yourself against anybody for anything. Now, before you start saying a whole bunch of curse words about the sun sign news, just hang on. Your day is far from lost, and your night, provided you like hot, steamy romance, is looking amazing. Barring the aforementioned warning, today is all about fun. Pisces, don't worry, it's getting better. All that crap from yesterday does carry over through the morning, but fades away by noon, and from there you can count on a day of peace, stability, and hopefully sanity. Today and tonight, your significant other is your rock. Single Pisces have the potential for making a high-quality connection close to home, and someone who works with one of your friends jumps out at us. Aries, lay low this morning if you can, and by noon, things should be going pretty smoothly. Midday brings the return of the ability to communicate and negotiate and put together deals of any size. Tonight, and whether single or attached, the potentials in your romantic life are the stuff they make movies out of. Additionally, your athletic energy scores somewhere around moderate, making friendly games fun, but probably not the best night for serious competition. Taurus, you'll probably start the day with those around you referring to you as a stick in the mud or a wet blanket or something. Maybe it's because you didn't get your way yesterday. Well, now that you've had time to think things over, you should be able to make clearer and less impulsive decisions. And that whole stick in the mud thing should fade out around noon. So once again, following the message in the stars, it looks like the party is you and at your house tonight. If you've enjoyed the audio version of the Sun Sign News, we ask that you give us a thumbs up and even subscribe to this channel if you are so inclined. That will help keep us on the air and delivering a daily dose of cynicism and sarcasm wrapped in a supercharged daily sun sign horoscope. And remember, don't blame us.